internet. People should go and check 1997, the J.H. Mensah vetting, minority leader. They should go to Abang-Gbabin, and there I want to stay there for a while. Honorable Abang-Gbabin, MP for Nadole Kaliu, and minority leader, as he then was, grilled Kufuor's nominees for hours. Not a single nominee was spared. In my case, I've only been doing just a few of them. It's not every vetting that I participate. Sometimes I sit in my office and watch. Some of the people, we don't even ask them any questions. The few that we are taking them on, they cannot take it. They should go and check the records of their own minority leader, 2001 and 2005. They should go and watch it. The impatient, intolerant NDC. They will never tolerate the things they do to people. They can't even stand a minute of that, those. And then, they should also go and check the vetting of Harun Idrisu and Muntaka. These were two strong men who tackled our nominees. They should go and watch. They spent hours. Harun Idrisu spent hours on our nominees. Muntaka had unlimited questions. Muntaka was a deputy ranking. In my case, Mama Pat, my deputy, who is a deputy ranking, is given only 3 questions. The maximum she goes is 5. I invite the NDC aggressors, the intolerant foot soldiers, the intolerant extremists of the NDC who are attacking me and attacking our caucus, to go and check Muntaka Mubarak, who was even a deputy ranking. The unlimited number of questions that he had, showing videos and all. Their own darling boy Ablakwa, the unlimited opportunity he had, scrutinizing CVs. Today, when his CV is being scrutinized, he says he's a tenant. 15,000 Ghana cedis is all he did. No. Please, colleagues, wait. 15,000 cedis is what he disclosed as his regular income. And he said to the whole public that all he earns is what he gets from Parliament, 15,000 Ghana cedis. He doesn't do any other work. Yet he's able to afford airport hills for 8 years. Every month he pays. I leave it to the jury out there. To conclude, I want to zero in on the clerk to the committee. Some people are asking us why our pronouncement on the clerk to the committee. The clerk to the committee is a partisan clerk. She is not a neutral professional clerk. She's caused us a lot of discomfort. We've tolerated, accommodated her. At this point, it's getting out of hand. She advertises at midnight. As a minority leader, I am to know those to be vetted the next day ahead of time. He doesn't share that with us. A lot of times I had to manage the pain, the frustration of my members and take responsibility. Committee reports. So far, I've accommodated this. All the reports we've been debating, not a single one of them was brought to me to have a look. The practice has always been that because it is majority and minority, yes, some people are saying, wow, because we accommodate, we are very tolerant. So we don't talk about some of these things. But today, for the public to appreciate why we had to go that way, I'm explaining. The essence of the report is for us to have all our input in. This lady, who with so much respect, will do none of that. But it's the same person who was the clerk when we were in government, who insisted on getting the minorities' input. What has changed? Okoto de stand budget. Okoto de budget. MPP dia. We will not allow ourselves to be taken for granted. A clerk to committee must be professional, must be neutral. She cannot be an armchair committee clerk and claim that she's been sending people. When she knows that whenever a report is ready, she must personally hand it over to the majority leader and the minority leader. Look at it. The practice has always been that committee report must be shared by the ranking and the chair so that we all make our input. She doesn't do any of that. We've reported it to the clerk, and we hope that the clerk, after engagement, will come back to us. For now, we don't want the clerk on the appointment committee again. We, the minority, are calling on her, on the clerk to Parliament, to remove her from the appointment committee unless she's ready to turn a new leaf, to be a professional and engage us. To make matters worse, she's taken to insinuating against us on social media, particularly using her WhatsApp status. We've seen all of that. We've printed it. If she, as a clerk, wants to be an NDC activist, we expect her to resign and fully participate in the NDC politics, and not to pretend that she's a parliamentary service staff and work against us. I've been a majority leader before. I've been a leader of government business before. I know what she took us through. My deputy is here. When we received the nomination of the judges and we had to vet them, deputy leader, who was then the acting chair, got the report ready and signed it. This woman says she will never sign unless and until Dr. Atuforsen has given her the go-ahead. That is what happened. She said she was waiting for the input of Dr. Forsen. I called her severally to my office. She would gently, courteously tell me, the leader, try and talk to Dr. Atuforsen before. And Atu was out of the country. For her to even advertise for the Supreme Court nominees to be vetted, she needed the consent of the minority. What has changed? What has changed? Indeed, we are going through difficult moments, but we will never be intimidated. A luta continua. A luta continua. We will not allow ourselves to be cowed. I repeat, the mighty few, the happy few. We are going to stand our grounds and ensure that the right thing is done, all in the national interest. We are not going to fight anybody. We are not going to disrupt and obstruct government business. So far, we have been the most cooperative in the chamber, and the NDC should applaud us for supporting them. We rest our case. Thank you very much.
So there you have it, minority group in Parliament led by its leader, Alexander Penyumakin, addressing the media about some misgivings about the appointment committee, its clerk, and the suspension of some MPs, 3 of them from the minority group. And according to the minority leader, they are going to engage the Speaker of Parliament about the suspension, believing that suspension was out of order. They also cite the clerk for the appointment committee as being overly partisan and calling on the Clerk of Parliament to ensure that the Clerk of Parliament desists from her partisan posture. They also believe that the questioning and the posturing of the minority has been, to a large extent, be cooperative, and that they will continue to scrutinize the nominees that have been coming before the appointment committee. And so there you have it, members of the minority group led by its leader, Alexander Penyo, marking. It's time for questions now. The minority leader is clear that some members of the majority have been flying drones in his house, and that he does not give a dime about that. It's time for questions by members of the media, and so we will join them and with the questioning.
We plead with you, media. We're taking only 3. We know you have some more questions, but we can deal with that later.
All right. My name is Kweku Sekshedan. I report for GhanaMPs.com. In the light of all you said, going forward, what would be the posture of the minority at the appointment committee? And you talked about different security.
Mr. Speaker
personal security given to you.
Mr. Speaker said the appointment committee should be reconstituted. The NDC has defied him. So that is the first point of defiance. The NDC has disregarded his orders. So for us, all that happened after we recuse ourselves is a nullity, unless Mr. Speaker decides to ignore. But I'm sure they should know that what they did was an illegality. That notwithstanding, we would continue to engage. We are law-abiding. Yes.
You know, the last time the Speaker took decisions that affected
security, we would engage the police in Parliament. This morning, I called the marshals and engaged them and told them that they should do everything they can to protect us. It is not for us to find our own security. Beefing up security will come from Parliament.
Leader, the last time the Speaker took decisions that affected the rights,
which media?
GHOne News and GHOne FM. The last time the Speaker took decisions that affected the rights of your members, you did go to court to challenge that. In fact, you've mentioned the point about fair hearing not having been granted. What are you going to do about that, apart from engaging him? And secondly, the public is concerned that they haven't had condemnation from the minority with respect to some of the conduct that we saw on Thursday evening.
We went to court the last time because all doors for engagement were shut. On this occasion, the doors of engagement have not been shut yet. We are going to engage, Mr. Speaker. We want to give reverence to his high office. We want to engage him. He's a Democrat. We believe that with his years of experience, minority leader, majority leader, second deputy, and now speaker, the only speaker to be serving a second term in our Fourth Republic. We believe that we must sit down with him, express our views. Yes, very well. I've been reminded that D.F. Annan did 2 terms. So he's a second for our record. Thank you for the correction, my respected learned colleague, Tampuli. We are going to engage him, and I'm sure with the posture of the majority leader ready for us to meet with him, I pray that we're able to do everything so that tomorrow will be a happy day for all of us. Oh, is there any lady who's on GBC? Very well. Valencia, right? Yeah. Valencia. Yes. You let the man, President, have his bite, and after that, you will have your bite. President, what's your station? Which station? Natural Resource, very well.
On the reconstitution of the, will you engage with your colleagues for this particular proposal by the Speaker to go? Because you started a good way. So starting with the new people who...
My problem with the extremism, the extremism on the part of some of our colleagues. Like you said, we started on a good note, very peaceful, having everything by consensus. But sometimes I don't want to take issue with you, the media. Some of the posture of some of the hardline NDC guys against the chairman, you don't condemn it, Joe, you see it. Sometimes we'll be asking questions, and somebody will come in, whisper something to the chairman. Sometimes they openly defy the chairman. I don't see you condemning. And some of you, the media guys here, you've been in parliament for many years. You've been in parliament. You know, I have come under attack. I have not seen a media house standing up to support me that what Afenyo Makin is doing is good for democracy. I'm not asking more questions than my predecessors. I have not asked more questions than Harun Idrisu and Atufose. And you were the same persons who were covering. Please let us educate our people. Yes, Valencia.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, last Friday we realized that the NPP caucus on the appointments committee were not or did not partake in the latter part of the vetting. So I want to find out, is the NPP caucus going to approve the nominees on the floor of the House?
Well, as far as we're concerned, that was an illegality. They defied Mr. Speaker, even though Mr. Speaker said we should stop proceedings and reconstitute the committee. So it's illegal. It's a nullity. It's odious. We cannot be part of it, and we'll make our position known on the House floor. We'll make the position known. Thank you very much.